What if you woke up tomorrow as the absolute ruler of one-fourth of the world's population? You own thousands of palaces. You have hundreds of concubines. Millions bow until their foreheads touch the stone floor at the mere mention of your name. Pop culture taught us that being the emperor of China was an endless feast of absolute power, pleasure, and total freedom. But historical court archives reveal a terrifying truth. The Qing emperor didn't live in a palace. He lived in a gilded prison. You are forced awake at 4 a.m. in the freezing dark. Every single bite of food you eat is monitored. Every movement is logged by scribes. You aren't even allowed to pick your own breakfast. Welcome to 24 hours as Emperor Qianlong, the most powerful man on earth, trapped inside history's most expensive, highly disciplined machine. 4 a.m., the awakening. Long before the sun touches the golden tiles of the Forbidden City, the eunuchs begin their ritual. Unlike European monarchs who slept in luxurious silk till noon, the Manchu ancestors left a strict law. Laziness breeds destruction. Servants dress you in layers of heavy silk, but there is no casual morning chit-chat. The chief eunuch watches your face nervously. Why? Because if you look displeased, heads could literally roll. 5 a.m., morning study. Before you even taste a drop of tea, you must attend class. Yes, even as a grown emperor, your education never ends. For 2 grueling hours in the freezing cold, you recite Confucian classics, study Manchu, Han Chinese, and Mongolian languages, and review lessons on how previous dynasties collapsed. 7 a.m., the first meal. You've been awake for 3 hours, and you're starving. You sit down at the imperial table. Over 50 luxurious dishes are presented on silver platters. It looks like a feast fit for a god. But here comes your first major shock. You aren't allowed to enjoy it. Every single dish is first tested for poison by a designated eunuch using silver needles. But poison isn't the real nightmare. The real trap is an ancestral rule known as San, the rule of 3. If you take 3 consecutive bites of any dish you love, the chief eunuch immediately shouts, "Remove it." That dish is whisked away and will not appear on your table for months. Why? To prevent assassins from learning your favorite food and poisoning it later. Imagine being the most powerful man alive, and you can't even eat a second bowl of your favorite soup because the system fears you'll be murdered. 8:30 a.m., State Affairs. Breakfast is over. Now, the real crushing weight of an empire hits your shoulders. You don't just sign off on laws. You personally review the palace memorials, secret reports sent directly from provincial governors across China. Famine in Sichuan, rebellions along the border, corruption in the Salt Tax Bureau, floodings along the Yellow River. Every single crisis requires your written order, and you don't just check a box. You must write the response yourself using red ink, known as the Vermilion Rescript. Emperor Yongzheng once wrote on a memorial at 2 a.m., "I am extremely exhausted, yet I must work for you all. Do not disappoint me." This wasn't a luxury job. It was an administrative sweatshop. 11 a.m., the audience. You meet with your Grand Council. Officials bow until their foreheads press against cold stone. But don't be fooled by their submission. Every minister kneeling in front of you is playing a dangerous game of political chess. They hide bad news, exaggerate minor achievements, and try to manipulate your decisions. One wrong military command from you could cost 50,000 lives. One bad economic policy could trigger a peasant revolt that overthrows your dynasty. 2 p.m., the second and final meal. By early afternoon, you have your second main meal of the day. And yes, it is the exact same routine. Silver needles, poison testers, rule of 3. After 2 p.m., you finally get 2 hours of what the court calls leisure. But even leisure inside the Forbidden City is suffocatingly scripted. You walk in the garden, but 10 eunuchs trail right behind you, logging your every step. 5 p.m., the evening selection. As night falls, the atmosphere in the palace shifts. It's time for the part of an emperor's life most popularized by movies, choosing a concubine. A silver tray is brought before you holding dozens of green-headed wooden tablets. Each tablet bears the name of an imperial consort. You flip one over. Tonight, you choose her. But if you think this leads to a romantic, intimate evening, think again. Imperial intimacy was governed by a cold, bureaucratic machine designed by the Imperial Household Department. For safety reasons, the chosen concubine is stripped naked, bathed, wrapped in a feather cloak, and carried to your bedchamber by eunuchs. She enters the bed from the foot of the mattress. And here is the ultimate buzzkill. You are never truly alone. Standing right outside your door is the chief eunuch, holding a timer. Why? To prevent the emperor from becoming consumed by indulgence and neglecting state duties. When your allotted time, usually 30 to 60 minutes, is up, the eunuch shouts from the hallway. Time is up, Your Majesty. If you ignore him, he calls a second time, then a third time. If you still don't respond, the eunuchs enter the room, wrap the concubine back up, and carry her away. You sleep alone. 8 p.m. Total lockdown. The massive red gates of the Forbidden City are locked. The keys are taken directly to the chief security officer. No one enters. No one leaves. You lie down on your bed, outside your door. Eunuchs watch your room 24/7, recording the exact time you fall asleep and wake up. You ruled over 300 million people today. You commanded armies, moved fortunes, and altered human history. But you couldn't eat what you wanted, love who you wanted, or walk anywhere without an army watching your every breath. In 8 hours, the watch drum will echo through the silent courtyards. 4 a.m., and you will do it all over again. Because in the Qing Dynasty, absolute power didn't make you a god. It made you the ultimate prisoner of your own empire.